and you're only charging $30 and $40, I'm sorry, but you're not going to last in this industry very long.
Hey guys, welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And today we're going to talk about rates. Back when we started our business, we had no idea of how much we should charge for our services. And so what we decided to do was contact other local NEMT businesses just to get an idea of how much they're charging for the similar services that we would be offering. We Googled about 5 to 6 companies, made a list of those companies, and then cold called them and just asked them. You know, we actually act like we were passengers, and or we were looking for rides,
right,
I should say,
if we were utilizing their service.
And so we told them where we are, where we're trying to go, and then they would give us an amount. And let's just say they said, okay, well, that trip would be $250. We would ask, okay, well, what does that $250 consist of? Because what we were trying to get was how much they were charging us for a base rate, and then how much they were charging us for mileage. So we had to have them break that information down for us. So once we were able to gather that information from the 5 to 6 companies that we called, that gave us a good idea of how we should structure our rates for our business.
Right. So we just used that information as a guide when we were, creating our own rates for our business. Again, just like Jasmine mentioned, it was just a way for us to come up with our own rates to be competitive with other providers within the industry in our area. And so you don't want to be too high or too low. You want to be right in the middle when you're coming up with your rates. And so that was just a good way for us to to establish our rates. But as time progressed, whenever we saw the need to increase our rates or make some changes to our rates, we did so.
So also for unforeseen expenses, like right now in California, gas is prices upward of $7 a gallon. So we never thought that we would see $7 a gallon, right? So what we did was add a surcharge onto our service fee,
right?
And the service charge it should be a temporary thing. The surcharge is a temporary thing, that it should not be anything permanent. Right? So and clients understand that. They understand that the cost of gas went up. So when they ask, we will let them know there is a surcharge applied to your service for today, and they understand. They're usually really good at that. But once those gas prices go back down, you should be removing that surcharge. And like Monica said, if at that time you feel like you need to increase your prices, whether it be by 50 cents or $1 or even more, then you should of course evaluate and go ahead and raise your costs.
Right. Another question people ask us all the time, like, do you guys charge when you're traveling from your office to a location for deadhead miles, right? So people ask us that all the time. So that is something you also want to consider when you're establishing your rates. However, it's good to know your service area in doing that. That's a totally separate video. But if you're going to add deadhead miles, you also want to consider how long it's taking you, or the mileage is taking you to get from your office to that pickup location, and that way you can add an additional cost for those miles as well. So but again, that's just knowing the service area that you are currently operating in, and anything outside of that service area you can add an additional cost for those miles.
So with that being said, we just want to say, when you get in the industry, please come in having knowledge of what is industry standards as far as rate goes in your area. Do not, I repeat, do not enter this industry without enter this industry and think that, and just create rates that you may think are
reasonable,
because what happens is
you're lowballing yourself half the time, and you don't want to do that
because it messes things up for all of us. We don't want we are a professional service, and you should be representing your company as that. And when you come in with these $20 trips, $30 trips, you mess it up for the entire industry. So please do your research, cold call, get some quotes. If you want to call me and ask me how much do you guys charge in California, please do, because I want you guys to come in strong. I don't want you to come in, cheating yourself, because I mean that can, like I said, that can drown your company.
It will drown your company if you are doing wheelchair trips per day, and you're only charging $30 and $40. I'm sorry, but you're not going to last in this industry very long. So Jasmine is, as she's right, make sure you consider that, and you think about that, and do the cold calls. Know exactly, what you're getting into before you consider that.
So we just wanted to hop on and just kind of talk about rates a little bit. I guess the whole topic or the whole
purpose of this video
is to talk about race, but
it's
point blank. Just pick up the phone and cold call, and that will give you an idea how to structure your rates for your business. Okay,
it's that simple. Yes, it's that simple.
If you have any other questions, go ahead, comment below, and we'll see you on our next video.
Ciao, guys.